And so the second entry point, Dr. Mogazi, is working with practicing physicians. So physicians who say one of a couple of things. Usually it's, hey, I'm just curious if I'm getting what I deserve in my salary. Could you take a look at it for me? Happy to do that. And we do a 15-minute assessment to make sure you're where you should be. The other thing that happens is some doctors say, actually, I'll tell you a real story. So I had a conversation just last week with a spine surgeon, and I had actually been talking about this spine surgeon for 6 months before I had even heard of him or met him, because I knew his problem that was impacting him. So he called me and he said, Ethan, I would love to talk to you about the deal that I have. I don't think it's a very good one. And I said, well, what makes you think it's not a good deal? And he said, well, during COVID-19, when elective procedures were being postponed at hospitals, what that meant was my doctor, who was on an all productivity contract, wasn't getting a paycheck. And so when you think about physicians in terms of a worker, so a worker who has no ability to earn an income, puts them at a substantial disadvantage to support their livelihood and their family. Right. And so the doctor unknowingly, so at first that deal sounds amazing, right? Because if you work really hard, you get paid really well. And that's phenomenal for a lot of doctors. But what it doesn't account for is things that are outside of your control, like a global pandemic that shuts down the work that you're able to do and your ability to earn a living. So it's things like that that just illuminate the challenges that face physicians that we may never even hear about. You know, it was a friend of ours that had gotten us connected, but he would have had to suffer in silence if it wasn't for him being able to say, hey, this is what I'm going through. And yeah, he's a surgeon and he makes a ton of money. That's fine, but that doesn't mean that he deserves to lose his income for things that are outside of his control.